engagements, and wedding anniversaries on HGP TV today. HGP TV offers affordable prices, convenience, and great services. Call us on 220-3660 or email us at sales@hgptv.com.
World-famous Indian astrologer and spiritual healer in Guyana, Master Vishnu. Master Vishnu is a specialist in bringing back loved ones and ex-lovers, an expert in removing black magic, negative energy, and evil spirits. Are you facing problems that go beyond your comprehension? Is there anything that is convenient for progressive life? You may have visited many astrologers, but you didn't get your problem solved. Visit once. Master Vishnu will business problem, love problem, relationship problem, depression, black magic, marriage problem, education problem, court case, childbirth, witchcraft, negative energy, juju and voodoo, family issues, health problems, and more. Through one-on-one consultation, Master Vishnu will solve any kind of problem in within days, 100% guarantee. Master Vishnu also offers lifetime protection at all times. Book an appointment at +592 632 9943, located in Georgetown, Guyana.
The biggest party through the street of Georgetown is happening again. Cricket Carnival Road Parade 2024. We are bringing all the glitz and glamour with the beautiful costumes and a lot of vibes. The party starts from Church and Main Street into Irvin Street to the Kitty Sewell's Roundabout on Sunday, the 29th of September from 11 a.m. Come for the cricket and stay for the carnival. Cricket Carnival Road Parade, the biggest street party with all your favorite DJs and artists. Brought to you by the Cricket Carnival Committee, the Ministry of Tourism, the Ministry of Culture, Youth and Sports, and One Guyana. I can't live down till tomorrow.
This is the rhythm, 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 rhythm. This is the rhythm, 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 rhythm. This is the rhythm, 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 rhythm of the night.
Toda la noche rompemos, al otro día volvemos. Tú sabes cómo lo hacemos, baby.
This is the rhythm of the night.
Baby, tonight's like fuego. We bout to spend a dinero. We party to the extremo, baby.
This is the rhythm of the night.
Toda la noche rompemos, al otro día volvemos. Tú sabes cómo lo hacemos, baby.
This is the rhythm of the night.
Baby, tonight's like fuego. We bout to spend a dinero. We party to the extremo, 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 extremo. Ritmo.
Initiating rage process.
Now which kind life way I never see? I carry God so I fear nothing. Steady increase in the commas. Original no be
top stories this evening, sponsored by Courts, bringing value home. PPP's General Secretary asks for evidence of government corruption. AFC's Nigel Hughes lists several instances of corruption. Coverden residents face ongoing issues with service station. NDC chairman reports limited progress. And sand trucks banned from Rheinveld reserves. HGP Nightly News begins now. Good evening to our viewers here in Guyana and online. I'm Travis Chase with the Friday, September 13 edition of the HGP Nightly News. We have what you need to know this evening. A high-ranking politician has asked for evidence of corruption within his government, months after saying those found culpable will face the full brunt of the law. Here's more. Since the People's Progressive Party took the seat of government back in August of 2020, it is being said that the administration has been plagued by rampant corruption while having blatant disregard for systems, laws, and rules. Alliance for Change leader Nigel Hughes is the latest politician to point out instances of corruption within the People's Progressive Party civic government.
How many companies which have been receiving major contracts in road construction have a track record of being more than 20 years old or 10 years old? In the Schooner example, the company that won the MP tab completely disqualified every single other competitor and bidder for that contract. 26. And 26 companies, including the most qualified, some of the most qualified contractors in this country, disqualified, leaving one company only, and then that company, their bid is about $600 million over the estimate, the engineer's estimate.
Now, instead of addressing instances of corruption within government, the party's General Secretary, Barra Jack Dio, has asked for evidence.
So let him find the contractors and bring them. He's a lawyer, and expose them.
The VP was at the time speaking during his usual Thursday afternoon press conference. Mr. Jack Dio tried hard to embed the image that corruption is not a problem and that the PPP government has taken a firm stance on corruption.
The changes to public procurement that we brought on since we got back into office. And you remember, it was the same rumor thing, the same sort of rumors that they had in 2015, etc. But I'm not going to go back to all the changes that we have made because we've explained it 100 times.
In May of 2024, Mr. Jack Dio told a news conference that procurement officers who are engaged in corrupt practices will face the full brunt of the law if they are caught. Travis Chase, HGP Nightly News. Residents of East Bank Demerara face persistent noise, hazardous emissions, and property damage from a nearby service station, despite repeated complaints and interventions by the local Neighborhood Democratic Council. This story from Carice Gonzalez.
3 residents of Coverden on the East Bank of Demerara are involved in a controversy involving noise complaints, carbon emissions, and damage to property. They claim these issues have persisted for over a year due to a nearby service station situated between their 2 homes. On Friday, the residents aired deep frustration with a lack of resolution despite in-person visits and submitting letters of complaints to the relevant authorities.
And a guy came with a trucking service, who is disturbing my health, destroying my health, and also disturbing my peace. There are heavy repairs, some mornings, you lie down in your house, you want to know which ward you're in. And every time there are heavy rainfalls, all the sun. And they got a last area there under my house, which is causing severe clogging and water settling. I've engaged the chairman of the NDC, Otto Pool. I've sent him videos, pictures. He has visited the site in my absence. So far, nothing has been done.
Because when they're repairing the trucks, you got a nice. When they're washing the trucks, it's a nice. So it's whole day nice all the time. Is that the only thing to happen to nice could stop is that he got moved out of there? That's the only thing.
Also speaking to Nightly News, the manager of Elite Transport Trucking and IAP Service, who asked that his identity be withheld, denied causing any disturbance, health hazard, and damage to property. He said the trucks have silencers and efforts are in place to minimize any disturbance.
The roof has no gutter, and the water eventually came over, and then when the water come here, it's been too much, it have nowhere to go. So it starts undermining the concrete and heading back over the fence. All these trucks here is Euro 6 emission control truck, which came from the UK with Euro 6 emission standard, which means not a single truck in this yard don't give off a single smoke. There's one. It don't give off no smoke, no white smoke, no black smoke, nothing.
Meanwhile, Chairman of Susdike Coverden Neighborhood Democratic Council, Arthur Poole, related that the council is aware of the issue and has made several interventions. He noted it was up to the residents to carry out agreed solutions.
So here we are with these complaints, but I believe every resident have a responsibility to ensure that you have proper drainage in your yard. And the NDC have its own rules to deal with the major drains also. But yours, the one in your yard, will lead to the major drains that will take the water away.
Poole added that although Mr. Padmore requested an NDC-provided excavator for drainage work, 2 excavators were in the area for 2 months, and Padmore only raised the issue after the machines were removed. He explained that the NDC only has tractors and trailers, and acquiring an excavator would require formal request to the National Drainage and Irrigation Authority, NDIA. Poole highlighted that while the NDC has a limited resources, they have attempted to address the concerns, and resolving the drainage issue would require proper procedures with the NDIA. I am Carice Gonzalez reporting for the HGP Nightly News.
Public Works Minister Juan Edgil has enforced a ban on sand truck parking on the Rheinveld reserves, resulting in the removal of 11 trucks on Thursday. Truckers will now be relocated. Here is Carice Gonzalez with more.
On Thursday, 11 trucks were removed after Minister of Public Works Juan Edgil banned sand truck drivers from parking in the Rheinveld reserves near DSL Cash and Carry East Bank, Demerara. The minister explained that the trucks had been operating illegally from the state reserve, leading to disruptions for the nearby Continental Agency's Sturgeon Paints, Inc.
We are preventing and prohibiting the parking of sand trucks here for sale from now. The sand is finding its way into the factory and it is contaminating the paint. This matter has reached the courts. We have come and have removed these truck drivers before. Just under 2 weeks, the police have come and have removed them. They have returned.
The minister highlighted that the truckers had sought alternative sites from the government for their activities. He noted that the problem has intensified because the truckers were leaving sand debris on the reserves.
The government has initiated a plan, and I met with all the truckers at the stadium, where we are going to develop a piece of land to put all the articulated vehicles, commercial land, they could rent it and all the rest of it. But we just can't continue allow the lawlessness to happen.
The minister, however, stated that signs and barricades will be put up at the location and any trucks that disregard the ban will be seized. Traffic officers from the Guyana Police Force will oversee the area. In addition, a new arrangement has been agreed upon. That is, relocating them to an area near National Hardware, southern side, along the Houston Bypass Road, where they can resume their business activities. I am Carice Gonzalez reporting for the HGP Nightly News.
Thank you, Carice. Stay with us. There is more news ahead.
Transitions Light Intelligent Lenses. Pick your color. Choose your style. Available at Optique Vision Care.
Welcome to SNL Electrical Inc., where lighting and electrical needs are met with expertise and style. From the latest in electrical lamps to durable cables, circuit breakers, panels, we have it all. Illuminate your space with our elegant chandeliers, stunning crystal lights, and versatile pole lights. Looking to upgrade your comfort? Explore top-of-the-line AC units and our diverse selections of stylish styles. Visit us at 170-180 Thomas Street, Kitty, Georgetown. Discover solution that not only lights up your world but transforms it. Call us on telephone number 226-3018 or 223-1634. SNL Electrical Inc., powering your life with elegance, quality, and care.
Say goodbye to germs with a free Sterling Super Soap automatic dispenser. That's right, get free equipment and installation of our touch-free dispenser. The perfect amount of soap every time ensures clean and germ-free hands. Refilling is quick and easy with 4 amazing fragrances: coconut, sunflower sunrise, pink blossom, and citrus zest. Call us on 265-7403.
Krishna Rock Establishment. No job is too small or too large. We specialize in all types of fabricating, machinery, excavator repairs, rice field pumps, and hydraulic hoses. Visit us at Lot 113, Block CC Monrepo, East Coast, Demerara, or call 220-9624, 616-9416, or 619-7880. At Krishna Rock Establishment, no job is too small or too large.
Thanks for staying tuned to the HGP Nightly News. Dacia Richards will tell you now that the former university lecturer Eric Phillips is worried about Guyana's continuous decline in math and English at the Caribbean Secondary Examinations Council. Phillips believes that drastic measures must be taken to address this issue.
Eric Phillips, the chairman of the Guyana Reparations Committee and executive member of the African Cultural and Development Association, ACDA, and a former lecturer at the University of Guyana, told Nightly News on Friday that Guyana has had a problem with math and English for more than a decade.
I looked at this year's math and English results, and it confirmed my suspicions for all these years that we're getting progressively worse, even though we're topping the Caribbean.
He highlighted that his years at the university also showed him that his observations were factual and that Guyana indeed had a problem.
That we'd have brilliant students, but they couldn't communicate, they were afraid of math, and therefore I realized that our education system was somehow misaligned.
Phillips outlined that the top students are celebrated yearly, but there is never any focus on the system students are emerging from. He highlighted that as such, the education system needs to be repurposed. If not, the country is in hot water.
Now that we have oil and we're in a high-tech environment, and the future is going to be high-tech with AI and all these things, I'm very worried.
He added that this would become a national security risk and a significant threat to the country's economy, as Guyana would be unable to produce employees who can work in the rapidly growing economy. For AGP Nightly News, I am Dacia Richards.
Oftentimes, persons start a business without thinking about the pros and cons, but Express Business Solutions is changing the mindset of several micro and medium-sized businesses. Antonio Day explains.
It is crucial to focus on conducting business locally and regionally, as well as fully understanding the dynamics which will promote credibility and sustainability. This is according to Managing Director of Express Business Solutions, Natasha Waddle. Waddle, who has been active in the corporate sector for several years, said when she first began, she did not fully understand the dynamics of business management. The managing director is now applying her knowledge through mentorship for thriving entrepreneurs. Waddle noted that her company's services target primarily micro, medium, and large enterprises locally and internationally. Waddle explained that international companies who are desirous to do business here and would have sought her company's services are required to follow the necessary administrative policies in order to develop credibility.
Express Business Solutions is here to assist businesses grow into companies and to navigate the landscape of doing business the right way in Guyana. Once you're doing business in Guyana, we assist you with all the administrative services so that you not only do business, but do business right.
Waldo shares that our company, which was birthed in 2020 during the unprecedented COVID-19 pandemic, was known for delivering services, but eventually transitioned into corporate delivery services. Waldo noted that in the corporate sector, one has to expect the unexpected, but have contingency plans.
Doing our corporate delivery services, we realize that a lot of businesses do business and a lot of administrative work, but there's a lot that's missed. There's a big gap in between how they do it.
Specific reference was made to the percentage of monthly applicable taxes remitted by employers, which sometimes can be burdensome. But Waldo recommended a one-off payment concession.
You now position the other agencies that will speak on your behalf to the larger bodies to a regulation standpoint to be able to present a solid argument as to why maybe in the future we need a one-year tax holiday.
She stressed the importance of entrepreneurs paying taxes.
We are trying to get persons to understand the importance of the benefits, the importance and benefits of paying your taxes, making your contributions, making sure your business has all of its documents, traceability, because the better you are on paper, the better you're positioned to take advantages of opportunities when they come.
Antonio D reporting for the HGP Nightly News.
Following reports of Itel, Guyana plans to cease operations before the Christmas holidays, the Ministry of Labour has since engaged the call centre. Here is more. Minister of Labour Joseph Hamilton stated that his ministry has engaged the company and is working with the call centre to ensure affected workers are properly compensated.
There is a discussion and conversation about severing. The number at this moment is not a definitive number. Secondly, that the principals of the company will reach out to the ministry soonest. They will be in a better position to advise us about what their plans are.
Minister Hamilton assured that the company was advised on the appropriate protocols they must adhere to.
They have to inform formally the ministry, the Chief Labour Officer, 1 month in advance. And 2, they would have to make available a list of all the persons who are to be severed, so that at the Ministry of Labour we can do the necessary calculation what they must receive.
He added that all is not lost, since there is the Central Recruitment and Manpower Agency that could be of assistance to persons who might have an interest.
We have our job bank, where persons can go up there, put up their credentials, and seek employment. We have about 300 companies that are registered in the job bank. So there's a lot of options that people can explore.
Itel, in an internal memo that was leaked to this newscast, disclosed that it will be closing operations in Guyana just 4 years after setting up its massive customer call center, which will leave hundreds of workers on the breadline. Itel said the closure will be done in a phased approach. All operations will cease on the 30th of November, while the company will officially close its doors on the 31st of December. The company's management said despite the many investments made over the years, the company's operations are no longer sustainable. Travis Chase, HGP Nightly News. Stay with us, there is more news ahead.
Planning a cleanup? We can help. Sevon's Waste Management skip bins can be provided for home renovation projects, yard cleanup, or construction project. It's simple. Step 1, give us a call. Step 2, we put down the bin. Step 3, load it up with all of your junk. Step 4, we take it away. That's simple. Bins are also available in various sizes, so there is no job that is too big or too small. Call Sevon's Waste Management today at 218-1455.
Tropic Construction Solutions, we pride ourselves on being one of the leading distributors of high-quality woven and non-woven geotextile fabric, geotextile tubes, and geogrids for over 15 years in Guyana. We supply reflective vests, sleeves, quality hard hats, and more for your construction needs. We are located in No. 2 Village, East Coast Berbice, 1 minute from Palmyra. Our distribution mechanism enables us to offer delivery across the city of Georgetown. Contact us at +5926 284 077 or visit our website at www.
Whatever your dream is, Republic Bank can help you make it happen. You can make it happen. Let's help you get there with a Make It Happen loan.
Republic Bank. We're the one for you.
GCOM is currently conducting a national registration exercise. Who can register? Anyone who will be 14 years or older by December 31, 2024 and is a Guyanese citizen by birth, descent, naturalization, or is a citizen from a Commonwealth country living in Guyana for 1 year or more. It is the civic duty and legal responsibility of all persons who meet the eligibility requirements to apply for registration. By doing so, you will be ensuring that you are issued a national identification card and be included in the official lists of electors for future elections, providing you meet all eligibility criteria. This registration exercise will end on November 29, 2024. For further information, contact GCOM on 225-027729 or visit the website www.gcom.org.gy.
Welcome back to the HGP Nightly News. Thanks for staying with us. General Secretary of the People's Progressive Party, Barrett Jack Dio, announced that consultants from the U.S. Exim Bank have finalized their assessments for the Wales Gas-to-Energy project. The story from Antonio Day.
Ashley Singh met with Exim Bank and he's going to tell you about it. And they've indicated that they have all of the information that they need to go to the board.
General Secretary of the People's Progressive Party Civic, Barrett Jack Dio, providing an update on the Wales Gas-to-Energy project during his Thursday media briefing. He detailed that the project could be presented for approval by the Exim Bank's Board of Directors as early as October. According to Jack Dio, the assessments confirm that the project aligns with environmental and technical standards.
Before they go to their boards, they do their own due diligence on the project. They have satisfied themselves that it's technically sound.
Meanwhile, back in August, Nightly News grilled Minister of Natural Resources Vikram Bharat on the state's assurances to those who reside nearby the Wales Gas-to-Energy project in the event of unplanned activities. According to the subject minister, several consultations with residents were held in that regard.
Many persons are raising concerns about the proposed location. I would like to know if you, by chance, had any consultations with persons who are living in the vicinity, and if you have assured them that they will not be affected.
So I know that consultations were held because I was part of many of those consultations.
The ongoing project to reduce electricity costs by 50%. ExxonMobil noted that the gas will be brought to Wales via export risers and an offshore pipeline. Antonio Day reporting for the HGP Nightly News.
Guyana joined Mexico in celebrating its 214th independence celebrations here. Daisy Richards has more.
Mexico's ambassador to Guyana, Mauricio Crespo, had pre-celebrations for his country's 214th independence in Guyana. He highlighted that Mexico is all about preserving the earth and as such supports Guyana in its journey in tackling climate change.
We cannot endure more suffering. Every country knows the role they are playing
in this crisis, and we all must act now.
He highlighted that Mexico and Guyana are alike in several ways, and as such should be kept as the main focus in the region. He added that the countries are also alike in the areas of equality.
This strong idea of equality has allowed us to make history by electing the first female president in more than 200 years of independence.
From October 1, all constitutional branches of power in Mexico will be headed by women.
Which means that a woman, president of the House of Representatives, will hand the presidential sash to our first female president.
The ambassador outlined that the bilateral and economic ties with Guyana have become stronger and has led to significant developments. Meanwhile, Mexico's authorities on Thursday shut down the National Day celebrations as cartel violence escalated in the country.
Mexicanas, Mexicanos, viva no sé.
For HGP Nightly News, I am Daisy Richards.
Thank you, Daisy. Crime and violence and the imminent mpox threat were among critical topics discussed ahead of the 47th Council for Human and Social Development meeting. Find out more from Tiana Cole.
On Thursday, the Council for the Human and Social Development, COHSOD, held a virtual meeting where crime and violence as a public health issue, regional health security, human resources for health, disease surveillance were among the priority issues discussed. Chief medical officers, national health officials, and representatives from regional institutions and bodies, including the Caribbean Public Health Agency, the Caribbean Disaster Emergency Management Agency, Human Resources for Health Caribbean Commission, and the regional nursing body, were in attendance. Regional and international partners, the Global Fund and Pan American Health Organization, PAHO, the World Health Organization, WHO, also participated. Presentations were made on the region's epidemiological trends, specifically how these would affect policy and possible approaches to eliminate communicable diseases. Discussions were focused on strengthening the region's health system and boosting its human resources for health capacity. Delivering opening remarks, Tamara Bob, Program Manager of Health Sector Development at the CARICOM Secretariat, underscored the importance of Hurricane Beryl on CARICOM member states. She referred to the devastation in Grenada and St. Vincent and the Grenadines and the significant setbacks to the respective health system. Quote unquote, events such as these are only expected to intensify due to the effects of climate change, she added. The program manager highlighted an increase in the incidence of endemic infectious diseases, including dengue and malaria. Member states have been advised to remain vigilant to the threat of mpox, which was declared a public health emergency of international concern by WHO in August 2024. Quote unquote, NCDs continue to be among the leading causes of mortality and morbidity in the Caribbean, stated Bob. Approximately 76% of all deaths in the region are caused by NCDs. She also advised that the incidence of crime and violence has increased in the region, leading to its declaration by the heads of government as a public health issue in 2023. This meeting was crucial to the continued leadership and strategic direction of the region's health sector development as critical stakeholders prepared for the 47th COHSOD Health, which will be held in September 27 to the 28th in Washington, D.C. Tiana Ko reporting for the HGP Nightly News.
Thank you, Tiana. Your regional news is up next.
working and studying? Lacking energy and restless? Dr. Chase Nerve Food and Nerve and Blood Tablet and Tonic improve your energy, reduce stress and anxiety, improve immunity, digestion, sleep, and nerve function, fight anemia, and maintain liver function. Dr. Chase contains iron, vitamin C, B1, B12, manganese, liver fraction, aloe vera extract, and gentian root. Now, that's a doctor to trust. Dr. Chase.
These nice products I spoke with proper things. Peppies, you get the best and these. Oh no, bless up.
Okay. Pack up your things. Yellow. You put the things in the car.
Loving you is easy cause you're beautiful. Do-da-do-da-do. I love you and you and you and you and you. I love all of you.
Peppies, we put the pep back into your kitchen.
And you. I love Peppies.
It's sippy out. It's sippy out. It's sippy out. Man, girl, and boy.
Feel the sippy and joy from every nation
In the Caribbean,
not on the line.
we're building legends in this Caribbean nation. We're all in. It's sippy out time.
All in. Republic Bank, the title sponsor and official bank of the Republic Bank Caribbean Premier League.
Good evening, I'm Daisy Richards and welcome to Friday's edition of the Regional News. We begin with news from Cuba. Water shortages in Cuba are increasingly flaring tempers, including in capital Havana, as problems mount for hundreds of thousands of residents already ragged from shortfalls in food, fuel, and electricity. Upwards of 600,000 people, more than 1 in 20 on the Caribbean island of 10 million citizens, are suffering from water supply issues, officials said earlier this month. Havana is the worst affected by water shortages, though most of the country's largest cities report over 30,000 customers without water, the government has said. Officials blame the growing problems on crumbling infrastructure and the persistent lack of fuel, symptoms of a festering economic crisis that has blighted growth and left the communist-run country nearly bankrupt. Rachel Tremino, 32, said the root causes are no mystery, even in her Havana neighborhood of Vidado, a comparatively upscale district of the capital. The problem defies quick fixes. Spare parts for outdated water infrastructure like pipes and pumps are in short supply, officials said. And without fuel, the adequate transportation, even emergency water supply by cistern truck, has been limited, according to residents. Frequent blackouts only make matters worse. Isolated protests have erupted in some areas as residents, overwhelmed by the growing list of problems and shortages, lose patience in the still blistering heat of the tropical summer. Cuba's economy has been disseminated by a combination of factors, including the COVID-19 pandemic, stiffened U.S. sanctions, and a state-dominated business model plagued by bureaucracy, mismanagement, and corruption. The social and economic crisis is widely seen as among the worst since Fidel Castro's 1959 revolution, leading to a record-breaking exodus of Cuban migrants in the past 2 years. While in Mexico, authorities in the western Mexican state of Sinaloa on Thursday canceled National Day celebrations and shut schools on the back of escalating violence stemming from internal Sinaloa cartel fighting, which has left 12 people dead since Monday. Shootouts, the sound of gunfire and burnt-out vehicles has become a common sight in the state capital, Culiacan, a city of nearly 1 million people. Videos posted on social media show convoys of heavily armed gunmen driving down major thoroughfares in Sinaloa, where many businesses have also had to close. Tensions between the two most powerful factions of the Sinaloa cartel had been rising since late July, when trafficker and leader of one of those groupings, Ismael El Mayo Zambada, was arrested in the United States. The cartel leader, believed to be in his mid-70s, alleges that a senior member of the Los Chapitos, another faction of the cartel, kidnapped him and then flew him to the United States against his will. Ruben Rochamoya, announcing the suspension of schools and National Day celebrations scheduled for September 15th, said he was concerned about security and children and young people. For some international news, the Biden administration said on Thursday it was imposing U.S. sanctions on 16 allies of Venezuelan President Nicolas Maduro in response to voter fraud in the country's election and his government's ensuing crackdown on the political opposition. The move came just days after Edmundo Gonzalez, recognized by the U.S. and other countries as winner of the July 28th presidential election, fled to Spain after Maduro's government issued a warrant for the opposition leader's arrest. Among those targeted for sanctions were Supreme Court President Caricela Rodriguez, Electoral Council Director Rosalba Gil, and National Assembly Vice President Pedro Infante. The list includes others linked to the election, as well as military and intelligence officials accused of post-election repression. As part of the first punitive U.S. measures in response to Maduro's disputed re-election claim, Secretary of State Antony Blinken said Washington was also imposing visa restrictions on an unspecified number of, quote, Maduro-aligned, unquote, officials. President Joe Biden's administration is seeking to punish Maduro and his loyalists for what the U.S. sees as reneging on the promise of a competitive democratic vote, while also pressuring him into negotiations with the opposition. The U.S. official insisted the sanctions were an important step in an effort to pressure Maduro to, quote, make better decisions, unquote, Venezuela's political situation before the presidential inauguration in January. Washington, which rejected Maduro's 2018 re-election as a sham, broadly eased sanctions on Venezuela's oil industry last October in response to a deal between Maduro and opposition parties. But in April, the U.S. reimposed the sanctions, accusing Maduro of failing to meet most of his
PPPC's General Secretary lists several instances of corruption in government. Coverden residents face ongoing issues with service station. NDC chairman reports limited progress. Sand trucks banned from Rheinveld reserves. They are now relocated. And Express Business Solutions pushing micro and medium-sized businesses towards credibility and sustainability. Those are our major headlines. For these stories and more, please go to our website. It's www.hgptv.com. I'm Travis Chase. Thanks for watching. Goodbye.